Hi everybody, it's the dental assistant tutor here, and today I wanted to take time to read updates on my blog about the minimum wage. Hello, I saw your post on Dental Peeps. I am a blank graduate of 2008. I worked as a dental assistant in Wisconsin 3 years and Ohio. My highest hourly pay was $14 an hour in Wisconsin. I held jobs in many different specialties, as well as general dentistry. I currently work in a periodontal office. When I started there in January 2013, I made $12.40 an hour. 2 years later, my pay increased to $12.70 an hour. Our practice has purchased by another periodontist in 2017. Pay increased to $13 an hour. Nothing since. I have received paid holidays and 8 paid vacation days. No health benefits, no 401k. My school loan was 10,000K and I still owe 6K. Because of my profession doesn't pay enough to live properly, let alone pay that loan. I've asked for a raise, only to be told and I don't have enough responsibilities. I'm the lead assistant. Honestly, after our practice was sold, I wanted to quit this career in my 11 years. I've only worked for 2 doctors who respected me. They were from the very first office I started working for, fresh out of school. This is my 8th boss. That should tell you something about how I've been treated. I love what I do. I love my patients. I just wish this profession loved me back. Wow, that right there. Mm. Thinking about going back to retail. Honestly, yeah, I get nights and weekends and holidays off, but my mental health is more important. I've been very depressed for quite a while now. Being treated like you're worthless for many years will do that to you. Just trying to figure out what to go next, where to go next. I hope this info helps you, cause, and I just want to say I appreciate you being a voice for the voiceless. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me back. I woke up this morning to that email, and I thought, oh my goodness, every single day since I've posted about um, minimum wage and the feedback I've gotten from assistants and doctors too. I had a prestige doctor subscribe to my channel, and it was like a blessing from the Lord. I have to say that because he is actually somebody who helps dentists make it succeed. And his heart is good because you can just tell from a person whether their heart is good or not. And I know to some people that may not matter, but when you're dealing with your money and you're trying to get a practice going, you need people that you can trust. And I feel this person is somebody that is trustworthy. So if you're a dentist or you're just a dental practice owner, check out on my YouTube channel or even on my Dental Index News on the blog on the right. I put his video, and I also put him as a featured channel on my uh, channel itself. So I woke up this morning and I read that, and for one, I was like, I can relate. Who else can relate? Let's talk about that. Who else can relate to feeling and waking up depressed because you have to get up and go to that dentist office? And who also can relate to being in dental assistant school and having that bounce in your step because you got your scrubs on and you're about to be something? Okay. Well, I am trying to fix that problem and I do need my subscribers' help. If you can please, if you're not intimidated by the dental world and the feedback, or if you can just make up a fake name and leave comments underneath the YouTube channel. Yes, I'm getting oh, I wanted to share with you real quick before I forget, because I won't make this a very long video. Um, but on the petition, we are getting signatures. I don't know if you can see it, but people are signing it. So if you haven't signed it yet, it's private. Just go ahead and go on the Dental Index news site, and there is the link to where you can just click on it. It just takes a few seconds to sign the petition, okay? It is to help increase the salary for dental assistants. If you're one that's complaining and griping, but you don't want to do nothing about it, you know, there's going to be a change, and why don't you be a part of that? I also did wake up this morning and I discussed it with my husband. See, I'm doing all this for free, okay? You don't get paid for YouTube for a certain time frame, okay? You don't get sponsors unless they want to sponsor you. So, really, right now during this time, other than me teaching dental assisting, I am making nothing extra. I am doing this to help others. Okay. We have, my students, I sit there and I teach them and I train them. I want them to get out there and I want them to call me and tell me they got a good paying job. Okay. As most dental instructors want them to do. I've had students, at times come and tell me that they've made more than I have. And that is amazing. And that is what I want, okay? Because we want our students to succeed in this career, okay? But in the meantime, I'm sitting back and I am asking my subscribers to please like the channel. Please like it on the bottom. It helps me. I need sponsors as well. I need dentists to step up who believe in what I'm trying to do and donate to my page. I would ask my fellow assistants, but I know they're already hurting unless you're one of the blessed ones. Please, help me then. It goes towards the classroom and it's going to go towards many other things that I have planned to help with this issue. Now, getting back to it. I have to take time for that. I hate to do it, but I do because I'm getting pressures everywhere. But getting back to it, when I wake up this morning, I not only had a great couple emails from people who is requesting me to help them out, and but I've also got knocked down for maybe, I didn't write something correctly, and you know what? I took that as constructive criticism. But I went back and reviewed and I thought it was fine, so I don't know. But anyway, forgive me. I know some of you guys have gone to school for, further. Heck, I grew up with a speech problem, let alone I'm going to write it correctly. But I am, doing my best. But here's the funny part about it. Okay, and you'll understand where I'm going with this. I have to vent this morning, okay? But the funny part is, it doesn't matter how I write it, somebody is listening to me because I've not only had people who are in pain, and that is a serious pain, having that heavy heart, and you're taking care of people. That's not cool. So we need to make each other's hearts lifted. Okay, and this is what my blog is about. This is what my videos are about. Besides just teaching, it's about trying to get that feeling back that I knew back when I first started. But you know what? Not everybody's happy with me. And as we know in this world, you're going to have the Democrats and the Republicans. You're going to have the Christians and the non believers. We're going to have people who believe in what you're doing and people who don't believe in what you're doing. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is use the words that were foul. Okay? And as you see, I wear a cross on my neck. I'm no better than the next person. But I do share about Jesus on my Big Faith channel as well. But for that person who cussed me out this morning. Um, God sees all, just saying. But, I have nothing for love for you because for you to respond in such a way, to be angry like that, um, and say that I am making you all look bad. It is one, you are your own person. I am my own person. This is my blog. This is my channel. This is what I do to try to reach out to people and help others. Okay. And for every negative comment, it doesn't matter. There are three more people who are asking me to speak up. And God will not overlook the people who are crying out for help. So I'm sorry for those who disagree with me trying to spread the word that we need a pay increase. We need 401k. I don't have a retirement. I've served my 30 years. You know, um, guys, please sign a petition. Let's make a change. Okay. If you are a new assistant, or if you're in dental assistant school, you know, because I do tutor others and they do subscribe to my channel. Look, not every dentist is bad, okay? There are some great dentists, and I would like to share some stories again in case you haven't heard them. If you have, just click off the video. But I do appreciate my subscribers that have subscribed to my channel from the bottom of my heart. Um, and please keep sharing. I noticed the shares are up, and I really appreciate that. Um, but getting back to it, being new in the field, what I tell my students and what I'm about to tell you is never take no for an answer. Okay? You're going to be told no. Just like when we went to our parents or our foster parents or however you were raised, somebody in your life has told you no. Okay? That's okay. That means that place was not meant for you. Don't get your feelings hurt. Don't get discouraged. If you do a working interview, hopefully dentists are paying for the working interviews. Recently found out that that is illegal in some states to not pay for working interviews. And they are working their day, and they may not be the perfect assistant, and that's why you guys are working one day together, but still pay them for their time because they're probably chances are paying for daycare. But getting back to it, if you are an assistant and you're out there and you're struggling, don't get discouraged. If you're the student out there searching for a job, don't get discouraged. You're going to find a Dr. Arnold out there. Dr. Arnold was somebody I worked for who was an orthodontist, and I wish I could have stayed there, but you know, one thing that has stayed steady in my life is my career. Mm, I'll be truthful. Relationships never, I'm finally happily married, just saying. But I went through a couple turmoils, abusive marriage and stuff like that. So, with that being said, watch how you're treating people in the office because you don't know what they're going home to. You don't know why people are so stressed out while they're at work. There's something going on. And instead of just firing them, talk to them. I gotta remember to tell you something about that. But getting back to it, um, don't take no for an answer. And anyway, Dr. Arnold, I have a lot on my mind, guys. A lot since I started this. I took off a lot to chew, but I'm going to keep up with it. I'm so glad I found that petition. But getting back to it, Dr. Arnold, when I had to find a place, with no strings attached, thank God, because there's people like that out there, just the truth. And that's what I'm going to speak. Sorry. But he helped me out, get a place for me and my son, and just asked me to just keep working hard, And there's people like that that help out. And it's not like a handout, but you're a team. You are a family environment when you're working 8 hours together, 4 days a week. That's sometimes more time you spend with your family. So, and you just give back in the way that you can, which is working hard and appreciating your employer. But I had to move on, and that was a job that had free dental insurance, health insurance, 401k. So there are jobs out there like that. There's also, you know, let me say, Dr. Kelso. he was a good dentist for me to work for, because there were times, pros and cons on that one, but there was times where my son couldn't afford college, and I had a moment of just like, I failed my son. I couldn't. He really wanted to go to college, and all the stipulations and stuff. He just did not have the funding to go to college. And his goal, our whole life was to be a dentist one day or something. And now, he's just pretty much working for himself and his stepdad, and it just sucks. But anyway, um, him and his wife, Dr. Kelso's wife, Allison, they were nice and they gave me a card and, a gift card to go out to eat, you know, because I was just feeling like no one really understood that pain of wanting to enroll your son in college, and he gets there and drives all that way, and you get your little bit of money that you have to get him started, and then he doesn't make it. Doesn't feel good. So, there are moments that dentists do lift you up because they are like a family at times. But then there's going to be times that dentists disappoint you when they can't afford to give you a raise. Or, maybe they really want to, but they just can't. That doesn't mean be angry with your employer. This is not to get people to be angry with their employers. Let me state that. This is to get people to see the light, to see that, hey, wait a minute, why can't I give my staff member a raise once a year or however often when I increase my fees every year? Isn't that giving yourself a raise? Here's the thing though, not every employer knows, dentists know, hey, I can increase my fees just by a little bit each year. And I'm talking little bit because you don't want to affect your patient flow. You don't want to jack up the prices on the patient. But everything goes up. Inflation. And with that being said, use that money to help with a raise. Save your gold crowns to help with a raise. Become an affiliate to a supply company, and however much money you spend on your own supplies, and this is going to upset some people, then you get that money back. Put that money in a kettle, and then there you go. Okay, it could be a bonus. It doesn't have to be a raise. If you feel that you cannot give a raise, then, like I said, do little things. Look at your assistant's shoes. Are they comfortable? I focus on the shoes because our feet do hurt. And, or hey, here's a gas card for a month to get back and forth to work. You know, I was able to make a little extra and I wanted to share it with you. There's nothing wrong with that. It does not have to be a raise. It could be little perks, grocery card, something. Um, and then for the staff, don't just expect to get a handout. Don't expect to get a raise. Work for it, Um, the ones that really put their best foot forward, um, and here's the thing though, you gotta have a strong backbone if you're in this field, because of the word no and because of the constructive criticism. You're gonna have to say, okay, I messed up on that temporary. That doesn't mean you can't do it. Okay, that means you just need more practice. If you mess up taking impressions starting out, don't go crying. Stop the crying. I know everybody cries. I cried in the dark room back when they had dark rooms, okay? When I messed up, and you do get told about it. Or, oh, what school did you come from? It's not about your instructor, it's just you need more experience. And that's where the Dental Index Junior comes in, because I have tons of information on there for you guys, from videos, how to do impressions with me actually teaching it just online. It's like you're sitting in a classroom, or many written words that, hopefully you can understand. But trust me, I have a lot of successful dental assistant students out there that are now just dental assistants and keep in contact with me, that are, making decent money. And honestly, it's just, don't take no for an answer, guys. I'm not going to take no. I'm not going to take, stop doing what you're doing because we need a change. And here's the problem. Here's the big problem. For years, we were told not to talk about what we make. It's unprofessional. Who started this? Who started this? On the Today Show, they said that you should talk about it. And I've mentioned this before because it keeps everything in the dark. Okay? So if you're keeping everything closed up, okay, if you're keeping everything, you don't know what's going on, right? You don't know. But if you open up the book, okay, then you know what's in the book, right? Well, if you open up the problems that's going on in this office or among the dental world, then we know what's going on. But we don't know if we don't speak about it. We don't know if we share how we feel about things. So, guys, this is not about hate. This is nothing purely just out of love for my dental professionals. And the people that are up and rising. Okay? So just this is just food for thought. You know whether you're doing right. You know whether you're doing wrong. You know whether if you have hate in your heart. You know whether or not if you're doing the best that you possibly can. Okay? Don't beat yourself up. Learn from it. Dentists, learn. Learn from this blog. Learn what these people want to say, but are just too afraid to say it because you are an established doctor. Okay? That means if they don't want to tell you, that means they respect you. They respect you. But the problem is, they're also hurting. Think about it. You're a dentist. Something people dream to be. Okay? I, for one, if I had a do over, I go all the way. If you're young enough, go all the way. Went to dental assistant school, you really like it? Sign up for a community college. Get your prereqs. Go a little further. Why not? You know? Um, but getting back to it, just know, just know that they are paying a lot of money for schooling and they just really want to do things right. Follow the pledge, follow the creed, and they can't do it without you. Dentists, there are many great educators out there. There are a lot of great dentists out there that are educators because they educate their patient. They were taught by great educators, you know, and all that wisdom shouldn't go unwasted. So why don't you take someone who has no experience, who is appreciating the great opportunity, and give them a fresh start in life, the right way. And if you feel like, oh man, I just a week ago told my assistant I couldn't give her a raise. Have a staff meeting. Have a one-on-one meeting. What happened to those meetings? They get avoided. There's not enough time. Set time aside on your schedule for your staff to have concerns. Have them do it where they type it up and they leave it in a box, at the end of the day so you can read and you don't know who said what, you know? Do you not you want to know how your staff or your patients feel about your practice? How does your staff feel about your practice? Just communicate with them. It's just communication, you know. I'm sure they'll be very grateful that you're listening to them, you know. And for those who are not finding work in the dental field, don't give up. Email me. I'll help you. I'll check over your resume. If you need resume help, I do that as well, you know. Um, that's your first image out there with these dentists. And you have to understand, yeah, they see you're coming from a school, but they've also probably been burned by other students that went to that school. But just like someone said, I was making everybody look bad. That's how it works out. But here's the thing: we're all our own individual. We're all our own people. We all believe different things, and you have to take each person as a grain of salt and look at them in a whole new canvas, a blank canvas. And what is this person going to be able to offer your practice, your patients? But when you're sitting there staring at them, And unfortunately, you have to judge them. It's kind of like a blind date. It sucks. I've had a few. But anyway, when you do that, um, thank God for marriage. But when you do that, um, think about when you're listening to them during that interview and you got all these questions about how can they better your practice. Let's do something. How can you make their life better? Because we are to reflect off onto each other. Okay? With that being said, I've took enough time. If you stayed to the end of this video, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. Depending on how many more posts and letters I get, I will update, but I will continue updating the channel for the main reason, which is for teaching. And if any of my students come across these videos, because I do share them with my students to learn, um, I want you to learn from me, okay? I want you guys to be mini me's, and I want us to make a change, okay? And not to be a troublemaker, but to be steadfast in your career, but loyal to your uh, employer, okay? But also to your colleagues, okay? Um, I've seen so many times shadiness among staff members, and I don't know what it is. We're all raised differently, I guess. And, some people just have hate and ugliness in their hearts. And, well, just pray for them to change their hearts, okay? You shouldn't mix politics and Christianity. You shouldn't mix anything. You shouldn't talk about uh, pay scale. You shouldn't be talking about this, you know. No, bring it to the light. So the next time you're working on a patient and that operatory light is shining in that mouth, you're bringing that cavity to light. Let's get the decay out, people. Let's clean the decay out. It could be a better career. But anyway, going back to my students, sorry, they know me, I get sidetracked. Um, but like I said before, never take no for an answer. You guys have been taught very well because I sleep good at night. I know what I've taught you within the school boundaries, and plus, I always taught extra. So just keep on trying, keep on going. And if you have some of my recent class, make sure you're doing your radiology through Danby. Everybody else, take care. God bless.